Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. I don't know what other people be doing, but I be starting on time. It's your boy live every Sunday at noon on YouTube, The Come Up. And man, we had a big week. The Profit Circle has really been winning, so shout out to the Profit Circle. It's a new month, it's November, and we got a lot of stuff going. Man, the Profit Circle is lit right now. We going 7 days a week. Shout out to the chat. First person in this time was Blockchain Cowboy. So I got to start having some door prizes, but he got a prize earlier today. As a matter of fact, everybody who's been in the Profit Circle for the longest, the most active, I should say, the top 10 got one today. We're going to go down a rundown. Just got to start out. Nothing I ever say on this channel is financial advice. Do your own research. The referral links you see up here, referral codes or whatever, I may earn a commission on those. You get discounts and bonuses, things like that. We'll go into that in more detail later. Got to start out with the disclaimers. But first of all, shout out to the chats. We got Blockchain Cowboy in the house. Servanto in the house. All set in the house. We got Crypto Steph in the house. We got Romney Jammy. There's King Jackpot. Right on. King Jackpot in the house. So everybody who's in the chat, say something in the chat. So that way I know you're here. I can give you a shout out. You feel me? FX in the house. Yo. So we got a good crew, man, in the Profit Circle. I got a lot of stuff. This is what I'm going to do today. I'm just tell you real quick what the rundown is, so anybody who's late watching this can kind of see what we're about to talk about. And then we're going to go into it. Of course, we're going to have some live trading. We got our breakout prop short open right now. If you guys were in the Profit Circle, it was like, should I close this win when we were down here? It's like, well, no, we're going to leave something open to have something to talk about in the chat. So technically, currently, thankfully, I am green right now on this Aster. But we're going to go down. I'm just going down the rundown real quick. We got some we had a great Wile E. Coyote trade yesterday. That was a quick one. This here I'm going to go over Zcash and just basically the math behind it. Got a new video where I explain a lot of math for bankroll management, different strategies, how to pass breakout prop. We are, and I buried the lead here, we're going to have a big breakout prop giveaway. So in the past we were giving away 5 winners for breakout prop for a $10,000 eval. This time we're giving away 1 winner for a $100,000 eval. So I'm going to go into the details on that as well. Man, a lot of good things coming, though. Hold on one second. Let's see. Oh, and right off the top, I got to, just so you guys looking at me probably wondering what the hell's going on. I did no shave November early, and I'm just showing you guys what it looks like to be a grown man. You know what I'm saying? The Big L says, I am a child, I'm a grown man. You push a 6, but I own land. Try that. Now, the thing is here, we got a lot of kids on crypto Twitter. So I just want everybody to know this is what no shave November looks like if you start in October. I don't know if I'm going to make it another month, though. I'm going to keep that real with y'all. I'm going to Miami in December, and we definitely filming a music video, me and Loudmouth down there. So this ain't going to be in a music video. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I definitely could do Beard Gang anytime I want to also. So I definitely had to call that out. Did this in 1 month. All right, I was shaved clean basically on October 2nd. So 2nd or 3rd or whatever. And here we are 1 month later. And this is actually kind of trimmed down a little bit, to be honest with you. So just went ham with it. You guys know I'm kind of crazy. If you guys see me before, I used to have colored braids and stuff. So I've been doing the most here. All right, let me see here. So we got the breakout prop giveaway. We're going to talk about that. Some tickers we want to talk about today for sure. Let me go to Trading View. We want to talk about this Aster trade, obviously. I want to talk about Zcash. My man Tom Crown has a prediction on Zcash. So let's talk about that. It's been the whole entire altcoin season has been Zcash. I kind of joke with that with my man here on Instagram. And we got Aster, MOG. We had the MOG trade. That was a great one I made. That was you're going to see I made over 500% in that in 2 hours. So shout out to the Profit Circle on that. Appreciate y'all. That was cessed on that one. We got Moondeg was my latest trade. I just closed it this morning. Took profit on that. And on Flocky, let's see. We got the next chapter in the Profit Circle. We're going to talk about that. That's important. Yo, we got Alan in the house. What's going on, Alan? I think you'll be reposting my stuff on Twitter. And by the way, appreciate everybody who shares my stuff on Twitter because algorithms don't be helping me. So if you can like and subscribe on this video and in YouTube and also on Twitter, you can share my stuff. If you see it, engage with me. I always engage back. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these people who think they're so big time KOL that they don't, they don't got to respond to the people who support them. I say it all the time. Like if you keep on talking to somebody and I don't ever respond to you, you can go ahead and just stop engaging with them. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always rock with the people who rock with me. And today in the Profit Circle is a prime example of that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. I appreciate that too. He says my content is always fire. And this is one of the real ones right here. Always reposting and stuff. All set to another one. And everybody, listen, I'm preaching to the choir when I'm talking to the people in the chat right here. Y'all are the shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are some real ones. And I hope that that I'm a real one too. And I think people are starting to come around. I mean, I made the song Crashing Waves a long time ago, just released the music video, but like my whole goal is to try to keep people from getting wrecked. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I lost a lot of money in crypto in 2022. I want to tell y'all what I did wrong and how to avoid doing it yourself. And that's why a lot of stuff I talk about is bankroll management. But like just saying it is one thing. I have the math. So that's one of the other things we're going to talk about in today's show. This video right here, Breakout or Bust, my one-step strategy. I really go into the math. This is just one example, of course. You could infinitely, make videos with different examples. But the math on how to manage your bankroll and what you can risk in order to get your reward and how that works, I'm going to just play a little bit of this video. I really spent a lot of time. I can't like run ads on it or anything like that. YouTube does a lot of blocking of things. So like if you guys can, anybody you know who's really a trader, will share this video with them. I mean, this is my opinion. You can share whatever videos you want. If you want to share Crashing Waves, by all means, share that too. I love that song. That's my favorite crypto song ever. And I know I made it, but I don't really care. It's more favorite than all the other ones. But it's the realest crypto song ever, to be honest with you. But just lyrically, I'm rhyming hella crazy on that. But, if they don't like rap, they may not like that one. But if they do like money, then they should probably watch the Breakout or Bust one-step strategy. Again, not financial advice. You're going to do your own research, and anything with Breakout Prop or Fimex, those are my two official partners. You're going to want to go to their website for their official rules and things like that. All right. So yeah, we got a great crowd in the chat today talking about join the Discord. You can see if you guys seen the news in Discord. Let me continue with the rundown. My admin is back, so shout out to the admin in the Discord in the Profit Circle. Make sure you guys listen to what you got to say. When I'm not there, he knows everything I'm supposed to do. We got the new YouTube video. Someone requested some CZ roasting. We're gonna get back to that because I had to say something about him on Twitter today. I got another thing coming, y'all. And I gotta say something real quick. I hinted at it. If anybody been following me for a little while here, I hinted at this, man. There is a recession going on right now that Jerome Powell is not talking about, and I kind of think that we might need to start talking about it here. And I've been meaning to mention it for a long time here. And it's this right here, this chart right here. There is a sex recession going on right now. It's going down to the right. We know enough about charts. No, this ain't cool. This ain't cool. Percentage of adults 18 to 64 who've had sex weekly or more is significantly dropping. And unfortunately, I think that is applicable to what we are doing here. All right. I'm gonna go into that, but I'm also only going to touch on it for a second here because I'm not gonna have a conversation like this without some females involved. This is 50-50. All right. So we're gonna touch on that later in the show, and another platform or another different day. I'm gonna go into details and bring on a female guest as well, because this affects life psychology, trading psychology, and your health is always going to affect your trading. So sexual wellness is important. I'm always going to be talking about that. I don't really care what nobody say, but I got a lot of help to help you step your game up. You feel me? So he said, no nut November, is it real? I can't get behind it. I can get behind no shave. I can't get behind no nut. So anyways, listen. Everybody got their own philosophies, theories. The point is sexual wellness is whatever you define it to be, but it's part of your healthcare process. So anyways, back to the top. Let's jump right into the charts here real quick while I'm still winning. While I'm still winning this trade, I got into it this morning, and if you guys are in the Profit Circle, real quick, if you guys are new, if you don't know what the Profit Circle is, that is my private Discord group. I have it on here. Let me show you guys this here. It's the private Discord group where, basically, it's been free to join this whole time. All I ask is that you create a Fimex account with my referral code, GMMNX5. You see it right here on the screen. And then you get access to all of the other channels that are on the left-hand side over here, okay? And this is the general chat, but when anybody can see the general chat. But once you get in there, once you become a verified Wavemaker, you get access to the market analysis channel where you're going to see we're posting setups and stuff like that. This is 7 days a week, too, by the way. Like, I'm showing my real trade that I'm in right now, this Aster trade. I'm going to come back to the Profit Circle in 1 second, just because my, actually, right here, Aster's going against me again. So, CZ tweeted out, and thank you, by the way, for someone in the Profit Circle calling this out, by the way. I think it was, Moretta right here. He called this out. Let me come back and just show, because I said, I somehow took a glance. I have a lot of alerts set on a lot of tickers that we're watching. I got a lot of tickers. But this was the tweet right here from CZ that pumped Aster. Okay, so full disclosure, I bought some Aster today using my own money on Binance. All right, so basically, they're still talking about no net November. I'm gonna get back to that, y'all. Don't worry, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna get back to it. But basically, this is why we also have a group, because I didn't have to do my research on Twitter. You know, I'm looking at the charts and technical analysis, and someone else is posting it in here. So we're sharing information. That's the main point of the Profit Circle. It is a trading community, so that way we all help each other, okay? And I just want to say, too, it's traders only in there, you guys. We don't have a lot of nonsense. People aren't arguing over politics. There's not a whole bunch of other stuff going on. It's traders only, and that's what we want to talk about, especially in the market analysis channel. The general chat is for anybody can go in there. So, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, scammers and whatnot can go in there. We kick them out pretty fast, but not really scammers. You can't post links, but just people trying to shill something. But really, it's traders only, and that's how we keep it. Once you get verified, you know, that weeds out a lot of the scammers. You get access to all those other channels. So, real quick, because I'm in this trade right now, before I get breached, I mean, not breached, but stopped out here, this is the Astra trade. You can see at the moment, I thought I caught was what I thought was the top. It really looked beautiful, right? We caught this one here, but rarely is ever the first pump the last pump. Just like I always like to say, the first dump is not the last dump, right? So that was just based on a tweet, though. So to me, that's good information, because I need to know, was there like some real fundamentals involved here that, you know, the Astra platform or something was going to do something to make the price go up. And here's the cold truth about crypto. Most tickers don't have any real fundamental value. So much of it is driven by hype on Twitter. It's sad, because a person like me who believed in all this stuff really hardcore in 2021, you know, to come to find out that it was just people making tweets and pumping dumps is pretty sad. And then especially the actual blockchains that are brilliant technology like Algorand, they don't get a chance, because they're not gonna get the liquidity, because they don't want the stupid scam coins like memes and shit. So here, that's where we are, right? I'm not really a complainer. I'm just telling you like it is, so we know how to react appropriately. So, okay, if this pump, because of CZ making a tweet, you know, unless he tweets tomorrow, you know, or unless they goose the market tomorrow, like this ain't gonna, you know, it's only got one more pump left in it. That's my prediction when it comes to something like this. Now, maybe my stop's a little too tight. Maybe, you know, I don't have a hell of a lot of money on this, you guys. I got $1,196 out of $100,000, out of $125,000. So, you know, if I lose, that's why I put this up. If you double click here, some breakout prop, you can see if I get stopped, I lose 125. If I win, I make 528. That's the setup for this trade right now. I always reserve the right to take profit early, and that's based upon a lot of times the momentum. So when I'm looking over here on this is TradingView, obviously, you know, this is the move it made here, right? These are 10-minute candles, and, you know, boom, in one 10-minute candle it shot up because of that. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, okay, a tweet's moving it like that, and CZ is just beginning to look like you're just average, stereotypical, you know, crypto Twitter scammer these days. So I don't know, he just got too much free time on his hand, or maybe he's down bad. I don't know. But he's shilling like, he's like, if all these other no-name people can do it, and I can do it too, you know? I know where all of this ends. And with this NASDAQ propped up this high and the market being so bullish, that's the only reason crypto is being held up this much right now on all these scam coins. This to me, crypto is a wooden bridge right now being held up by termites holding hands. All right. I try to be bullish. I try to go long. I did on Bitcoin. I went long, and I went big long. I went over 100. It was $115,000 play on Bitcoin here during the week, and I won it. But luckily, I took profit on that trade, because let me see if I can see it here. Because what happened right here, it was this one here. I'm gonna zoom in on that a little bit. What happened was the momentum shifted, and you know what? I stuck to my guns, and instead of trying, my strategy, my system, if you will, is I don't trade the price chart. I cannot stress this enough. I know everyone says this, but guess what? Everyone else is wrong. All right, price charts are not the most important thing. This down here is the most important thing. If you were gonna eat a cake, this is 80% of the cake on the bottom, and this is the frosting. It doesn't mean the frosting has no bearing. It does. A cake looks pretty whack without frosting, right? And it might not even taste as good. But without the cake part, no one's eating a plate full of frosting, okay? So it was right here, and this pump happened. Let's see. So this pump happened, and like I'm like telling everybody, hey, I got all this money on it, and I was like, let me take my profit. It was here. Actually, now I can't remember if it was this one or this one. It was one of these pumps here, and I got the hell out, because I saw that this momentum was rolling over, probably on a 10-minute chart, to be honest with you. Usually I trade the 1 hour and I'll zoom into the 10-minute, and I had a lot of money on it. Normally I don't have $115,000 on a trade. So, you know, I took my profit. You know what? I think it was this one, because let's see, this is 11 a.m. Yeah, it must have been this one here. It was this first one here, of course. It happened quick. I got in down here on this line, I believe. You know what? That's a lie. I originally got in on this line, and I got out of this one. I re-entered here when we had this upward momentum, and then I got out here when I think we saw this. Yeah, this red dot. Exactly. Look at this. This red dot here came down. I took this profit on this line here. It made me like $500, something like that, right? Wasn't a big trade, long trade. It was a quick trade, but we never really returned. We returned the price one more time, but I would have never made it. I would have lost the trade. And that's why I like going by momentum more than price. You know, the momentum turned on me. Well, guess what? My thesis changed. And that's what I like about the profit circle is we got people in there like, yeah, we might seem bullish now, but when the circumstances change, then sometimes your thesis has got to change. What's going on? I got someone named Red Candles in the chat. What's going on, Red Candles? Great to see you here. So, you know, anyways, the profit circle to me, from what I have seen, is most of us in there are pretty realistic about our trades. We're trading there 7 days a week. It's pretty short term, but like you see the green, you better take it. And I'll tell you why too. On Breakout Prop, you kind of learn your lesson there. You know, because you can't, the way the rules on Breakout Prop, for anybody who's new to Breakout Prop, it's where you can get up to 100 grand. And actually now you can get 200 grand to trade with, depending on their new features and stuff. And they have a lot of cool new features. And I got to make a video going over some of those. I haven't tried them all yet, but because I'm already in a couple accounts here. But basically, for $9.99, you can get a $100,000 account, and it's a $100,000 evaluation, and then you have to pass it, meaning you have to make $10,000 before you lose $6,000 overall or $4,000 in one day. And so, basically, it kind of taught me don't go for too many home runs. And I developed my scalping strategy and things like that where you want to take the green. So like in the profit circle this morning, you know, I was up like $100. So I got here, I felt smart for like a second, right? I immediately dropped and I was green, right? I was green right away. And I said, well, I was smart for a second. Let's see if that holds. I was like, well, a few minutes later, I'm stupid. This is the 1 minute chart, right? I'm like, okay. Well, luckily I didn't get stopped. We came back down here and I asked somebody, I said, the first person who answered, it was FX, was like, I said, should I keep it open so I have something to talk about during the show, or like a live trade during the show, or should I just take my profit? And he's like, leave it open. I was like, all right, I kind of wanted to leave it open too and have some fun, you know? Yeah, FX, there he is. You know, when you take profit on your beard, exactly right. Jeez, the beard. Honestly, you guys, I don't know if this is gonna make it through the week. The beard, the beard. Yeah. Take profit on the No Shave November, right? I gotta tell you, the No Shave November lasts exactly a few days. Okay, this is getting epic. This ain't even Cassius Cuvée style, but yeah, I got to take profit on this beard. You're damn right. But so anyways, you know, I'm up $78. Happy to be up $78. You can see it here, and you know, this is one of those things that it's kind of a play to see what happens. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to average down 1 million times on something like this. This could pump. We're still a weekend. It's still Freaky Friday. It's still anything could happen, right, on the weekend. Crypto's crazy on the weekend. We talk about it a lot. So that's why I don't have that high position. I got $1,200 on this. Out of 124,000, I got 1,200, 124,000. So, like, this is not going to make me or break me. That's my point about this trade. Sometimes I do like to call them out if I'm going in when it's a gamble trade or when it's part of the system I usually like to deploy and I'm looking at all the certain circumstances. When you see one ticker do a wick like this or a pump up like this, this is ticker specific. This is not based upon the larger what Bitcoin is doing for the most part. Now, I will say this. When you get that initial pump from the initial rush, everybody who follows sees these tweets right away or whatever, eventually the momentum slows down a bit, which is what happened. I'm going to switch it over to TradingView now. I guess we'll go over here. So TradingView, okay, right? We see this is the 1 hour chart. Okay, obviously, boom. Well, that initial pump has slowed down, right? Clearly. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to roll right over and tank immediately, right? That's not what it means. Let's make TradingView a little bit bigger here. But it does mean that initial, like, shock value, sticker value has stopped. And then what I did notice watching it live this morning is then it did kind of start doing the ebb and flow with the rest of the market after that. You got your initial money. I don't know. He put that in to make it pump or people just saw him and made it pump. It kind of started following Bitcoin again. So let's see. What time was that? That was at exactly 6:40 a.m. my time on Pacific time. Peaked here at 7:40 a.m. So let me just see where 7:40 a.m. was on Bitcoin. I just want to kind of get a feel for 7:40 was here. So it says 7:50. So yeah. It peaked, not coincidentally, when Bitcoin had this drop. Aster started kind of trading along with it, right? Hand, let's see. So then this big candle came at 9:30. Let's see. Did Bitcoin have a little pump at 9:30? A little bit. Kind of started going back up again here at 9:30. So it's now kind of trading in line with Bitcoin. That's my larger point is this. You got Aster pumps because of the news. Once it settles down, there's not a whole bunch of more money chasing to come chasing. The news is just a tweet. You know, then, you know, it's not like it's a fund to open up. And we're going to get to Zcash in a minute because that's what happened with Zcash initially. It started pumping. But now I'm kind of like, okay, is it following the ebb and flow of Bitcoin? Maybe, maybe not exactly. But, like, it's not just continuing to tick off to the moon. And that's a good sign for someone like me who's shorted. Now, do I want to wait for this to come all the way down? The jury's still open on that. I want to see. I mean, listen, if we get a red dot here on the 1 hour, that would be nice. Not guarantee it's going to happen again. It's kind of a gamble play, but Bitcoin pointing down is probably good for this play. The bulls get exhausted if the larger market decides to tank. So I'm always looking at like Bitcoin, unless Ethereum's leading the market at that time, which was only for a short period of time this cycle. Usually I'm looking at Bitcoin. If it was the week was open, I'd be looking at the NASDAQ. We'd be over here looking at the QQQs, NASDAQ 100, because it's the top 100 NASDAQ stock. They've been leading everything. So right now it's the weekend, so mostly Bitcoin is what I'm trying to compare it to. It's also why when I'm in breakout prop, I usually have two sides open. I usually trade more than one ticker because I like diversifying, but I usually have like Bitcoin on one side and then the other ticker I'm trading on the other side. Because I want to see, especially if you're on the 1 minute and you're scalping, you can see, sometimes you get a clue, okay, if this is relatively bearish towards Bitcoin and Bitcoin starts to fall, maybe this will chase it down. If Bitcoin all of a sudden gets bullish, and I'm like, I'm in green or something, like maybe I'll take my profit. And that, of course, combined with market cipher B, and I'm looking at, the momentum waves down here, and I'm looking at that kind of stuff at the same time. But Bitcoin is what I'm usually comparing it to. So all of that being said, when you go into the profit circle, I have a list. So these are where the verified waves makers can see. On this side, where the tickers that I have recently seen are relatively bullish and relatively bearish. So there's the bearish tickers, and I just add them. You can see the dates and bullish. And so, like, these are things that can be very helpful. Like, lately, if you can see, this is October 26th, 30th. Like, these ones have been bearish relative to Bitcoin. So, when we had a drop, I shorted Flocky. That's why I won the Flocky trade, right? That's why that's actually on this screen over here. I had won that trade because, you see, I got out a little early. You can see I got out right here. But, oh, it's off the screen a little bit. Let me pull it this way real quick. Can I pull it this way? Shit, still on the screen. Oh, here we go. I got out a little bit early. That's fine. You don't always get the perfect bottom or top, but I won the trade. That's the most important thing. And the reason what happened was I was in a little bit early, but I didn't get stopped out because it wasn't hella bullish ticker. It was a bearish ticker. When I say bearish, it doesn't mean the Flocky BTC pair. What it means is it's bearish compared to itself, which is the ratio between how bearish or bullish Bitcoin was compared to itself. So if Bitcoin is in the middle, Bitcoin is doing this. And here's the thing, too, on the weekend. This is so easy, you guys, by the way. Take note of this real quick. This blue line is the CME gap. Okay, I like to have this on my chart. So if we click up here, it is this one, Bitcoin CME gaps, right? Now, we can go into more details later about, where exactly is the CME gap. But the general premise of it is it starts at 3 p.m. Pacific time, my time. And it's when the Chicago Mercantile Exchange closes. And so Bitcoin is not traded on the weekends there. And so people like to trade the gap, meaning if Bitcoin comes up like this, and let's say we open the market at 3 o'clock today, and Bitcoin's still up here, they'll say, oh, there's a CME gap down here, and people like to bet on it filling the gap eventually. In this example, I'm not doing the gap fill. That's not what I'm talking about right now. I just like having a line here because it puts on every ticker, and I can clearly go down the tickers and see, have they been relatively bearish or bullish this weekend? Like to themselves, right? So easy for me now. So Bitcoin's been relatively bearish since the start of the weekend, since the start of this line at least, right? Which is Friday at 3 o'clock. Well, what has Zcash been doing? About the same. Flocky's been bearish, right? She's been bearish here. Adam's been bearish, a little bit more so. But Moondeck, this was the other one I shorted. I called this out. I did call this out in the profit circle yesterday. I said these two tickers have been relatively bearish. So I shorted those ones, and it's like easy money. And the main thing is I didn't get wrecked. Right, my stop loss was here. I knew that it wasn't. If there was a little pump in Bitcoin, this one wouldn't pump that much. And sure enough, when Bitcoin dropped, it outperformed to the downside. And so I took my profit on that already this morning because green is green, And I feel like red candles, yeah, a win's a win. You know what I'm saying? And so I took the green, and this has saved me countless times where price action went against me, but because I had a relatively bearish ticker, then it was just like a scam wick or something like that, and I didn't get stopped out and the whole market dumped. It's something like this, you know what I mean? Like if it would have been, I don't remember what else was here, but other stuff probably pumped way more, and maybe if this was my stop loss, I didn't get stopped and I ended up coming back down again. This actually might have been a real trade. Just FYI, this is my own little system here. You can use these things, and actually this is a pretty cool tool. I just be going so fast and I'm in so many tickers. I hate, it just takes me too much time to type all in. So usually this is my entry, this is my stop loss, and this is my take profit. And again, I'm going off of the momentum waves more than price, but I like to have something in there. And I do believe that you should always have a stop loss for some technical reasons other than just like a trade. Literally, breakout prop or Fimex, which is the other platform I trade on, they literally might have an update or power outage or whatever you want to call it, where you can't trade. It happens. So like when I see an alert in Breakout Prop or in Fimex, I call it out in my private group also. So that's one of the things I want to call out here in the private group right here, is that I have my announcements channel, and then we're going to transition to the announcement I made today, which was a big announcement. But you see Fimex promotions, that kind of stuff. But I will call out in the announcements channel if I see like there's going to be maintenance on Breakout Prop or something like that, because you won't be able to trade. So that's need to know information, you know. So real quick now, I want to give a quick shout out and a warm welcome to all of the new Wavemakers who just received a lifetime subscription for free in the Profit Circle. Oh, well, here it is in the announcements. So right here, shout out to Blueberry, KPLU, that's Matt. We got Blockchain Cowboy, King Jackpot, Cest. We got Argentos. His name is something different in the actual in the thing there. Moretta, Colo Solo, FXG, and AG at Godmod. I'm not how we're going to pronounce it, but anyways, the way we determined those winners is I didn't like pick the names. It was whoever was on the highest level on the level tracker. So there's a level tracker, and I think you can see your own level. I'm not sure if you have access to see this, but like we could see who everybody was in the top 10. So that's how we determine that. And the way you get in here is basically just the more active you are in the group. So basically, I highly encourage everyone to stay active. And also, you know, if you see trade setups, call them out. We've got the Future Trades channel, and Blueberry's been crushing it in there, crushing it. We got the Future Trades channel so that folks can actually, you know, jump in on some of the trades if we see them coming, you know. Right here, the teaser said, bruh. Exactly, right? And this was the one. So here's the thing. So Cest wasn't able to post in here originally, but he called it out in the general chat. And I was like, bruh, you were 100% right. Like, we killed that one. Killed that one. He called it out. And then I was like, man, right here, like so here, let me show you the wins channel. So we have the wins channel too. If you don't believe me, just go in there. You're going to see wins 7 days a week in the Profit Circle. This is what I made on this one. This is a close. You can see it's closed. 537% on only 25x. This ain't no 100x or nothing, just a 25x. So that was a great one. It took 2 hours. So like, I appreciate the Profit Circle. We help everybody out. We help each other out, I should say. So that was a nice one. So I did this in Fimex. If a coin we're talking about ain't in Breakout Prop, because they don't have everything, it's probably in Fimex. Okay, it's probably in Fimex. And could I have stayed in longer? Probably. This was it right here. Right, you can see this is my green arrow when I got out. And up here, you see the little arrow is here somewhere. I got a great entry. I caught here and I got out here. So like, and sure, when it looks like we're going a little bit lower, but man, I caught the big move, you know? And that's what we're all about in the Profit Circle, is sharing trades. So that I definitely want to call out. Appreciate that one. And but yeah, everybody in the group who's been contributing, I want to, you know, give recognition to, because you know, we all eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all eating. This ain't an argument group. This is a group we're trying to get paid. It's called the Profit Circle. So, you know, we post wins in here all the time. You're going to see a lot of wins from a lot of different people in here. Blueberry been killing it. You know, I know that King Jackpot's been posting in here. So wherever you trade, just go ahead and take a screenshot, post it in here. I swear I hit that H-bar one. That was nice. Yeah, there's a lot of wins in there. So anyways, I definitely wanted to call that out. And so this is what we're doing going forward. So in the Profit Circle, let me get this off my face real quick. Going forward in the Profit Circle, so it used to be you get 1 year for free. And I called this out in the last couple episodes. And so now the 10 people who got in there, they're free lifetime. You know, just keep contributing. I want you to feel like you have ownership of the group as well, but nobody get out of pocket. We can still get banned if you get crazy. Don't get it twisted. But like, you know, so far so good. Everybody is cool. And we all about winning. We want to share information. And so basically, those 10 folks, they free lifetime membership to the Profit Circle. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those KOLs trying to like extract value from you guys. I want you to win. We're going to win together. This is a trading community. And everybody who already is in and has the 1 year membership, everyone else, you're still going to have it for 1 year. I'm going to be doing future giveaways as well. So stay tuned, stay active. You know, maybe everyone gets over a certain level, I'm going to just give them a lifetime membership. You know what I mean? So stay in the Profit Circle. You contributing every day, and, you know, you're showing up every week, and you're posting your wins and your setups and things like that, helping each other. I want you in the group. You feel me? And then, then it's being changed now. But for every new person going forward, you get 1 month for free. All right, you get 1 month for free. Try it out, test it out, and it's also we're trial running you. We're seeing how you act. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we will extend that free if you're a contributor. So that's how the profit circle works, man. You know, if you're putting something in, you're gonna get something out as well, and we appreciate you. So let me catch up on the chat here. Red candles. Let's see, man. I was trying to get in. So also, oh, one more thing. I gotta call it out. Breakout Prop. We have another contest. So if you're just now joining here, Breakout Prop is where you can get $100,000 to trade with after purchasing Eval for only $999. But on this contest, you can see it on the thumbnail. On this contest, you're going to get an opportunity to win a free $100,000 Eval. Now, I don't pick the winner of that. Breakout Prop tracks it, and they keep track of everything. Did I put it up here? Oh, I didn't. Did I not put it up here this time? Well, it's on my Twitter. Let me pull up my Twitter real quick. For show on my Twitter, where basically all you got to do is purchase an Eval with my discount code, where obviously you save money if you use the discount code, and then on the Eval, and then they automatically enter you. And then the higher it is, the higher of you. Let me go right here. Oh, didn't do it on that one. Okay, hold on. Let me put Twitter down there. 1 second. The higher the Eval, though, the more entries you get. Let me see if this is going to give it to me. I have an idea. Let me go back to this real quick. And by the way, this is the Coming with your boy Cassius Cuvée. If you didn't know, I didn't play the intro graphic originally. Hold on 1 second. Here it goes. Now we got it. Here it goes. Oh, a little bit off the screen. All right. Well, this is the code GGR7W. It's on the screen. And then the more entries, I'm trying to go down here. Oh, why is it doing that? Here we go. All right. So you see 10 entries for the $100,000. You get 10 entries if you purchase a $100,000 one. So basically, all you got to do is what you'd be already doing, which is purchasing Breakout Prop Eval, and then you get entered into the contest. So they tell me so it ends on the 22nd of this month too. So the more you enter, the more times you purchase, the more entries you get, and then on the 22nd is when they're going to determine the winner, and then they say they've got 7 to 10 days to determine, to get you the prize, basically. The other thing is this, you can't have an open eval before they send it to you. It's just the way their system works. So whenever that eval finishes, either you get breached or you pass, then they'll issue you the free one. So that's how that works. But $100,000 one, this is the first time they don't do a lot of promotions, and they don't give like discounts. So use my discount code, you get a couple % off, and that will basically, help pay for this box. So real quick, this is the video right here. This video, I want to show it to you because I want to show you one part, the part with the math, okay? So this right here, I just want to show you the whole thing. This math, I worked this math. It took me a long time. I'm not like a math wizard or nothing, but I understand bankroll management and risk management. And so this is why I wanted to make sure I share this with you guys. And it took me kind of a long time to make this video, but a lot of people like trying to pass Breakout Prop in one trade. I get it, right? You're like, look, I just want to get funded real quick so I can start making some money. So the thing is that they're giving you a pretty fair opportunity. You got to make 10,000 before you lose 4,000 in a day, which would be a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio, right? Or reward to risk ratio. But you don't have to do it all in one day because it's 6,000 overall. But if you did, like I know so many people do, watch this video because this video is going to help you get like some strategy behind it. But the basic premise of this video is that if you're going to go for it all, you're going to go for it, and you're going to pass it or you're not on the first one. But the second one, once you get funded, I want you to make sure that you don't blow all your money so now you're down $999 again. I want to make sure that you earn back your winnings, and then you play with house money. Then you go big. Then you try to stack those $5,000 wins, $10,000 wins, or whatever. And before you know it, now you got a whole bunch of bankroll saved up for if you do get breached again. You don't care because you already made $11,000. Who cares if I only lost 1,000? I got to pay for another eval. Like, it's totally worth it, right? So the main thing is your bankroll management for your overall life, right? If I'm starting this with $10,000, I could do this strategy 10 times, right? I can only fail 10 times before my 10,000 is gone, right? But I hope nobody fails 10 times in a row, or else your technical analysis is not exactly correct, okay? So let me just play this video for a second, all right? Let me play this video for a second because the math is spelled out as best as I can do it right here in this video, just to kind of show you guys. This is based off of a $1,000, well, $999 evaluation to get a $100,000 eval account. And this would be like, if you're funded, it doesn't really matter if you're funded or not. This math applies even if you're trading on Fimex, okay? This just shows you what your risk to reward would be and how much you'd win. And if you wanted to keep increasing that, this is how you would get there, okay? Dollar loss plus 1,100 you're still targeting. That means your new goal, back up a little bit, especially on a funded account. For the next trade, you need to make up that $440 loss plus 1,100 you're still targeting. That means your new goal is 1,000. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm starting after you lost the first one. You risked 440 bucks to win 1,100. The reason it's 1,100 is because there is a box that you can check at the beginning of Breakout Prop here. In Breakout Prop, you get paid 80% of your winnings unless you check this box here, which, let me show you here. If you check the box when you check this box at the beginning, you pay 10% more on the front end, but then you get to keep that extra 10% on the back end. This is important, in my opinion. I think it's important because like an extra $100 up front equals an extra $1,000 in the back end. But like if you keep on winning, it just keeps adding, and then it's another $1,000 and another $1,000. You get what I'm saying? Like if you were to win $100,000 on the back end, that'd be $10,000 taken out. I'd rather pay $100 up front. So for me, I always would say check the add-on here up front. So now the math that I'm about to show you is based upon the fact that you need to win $1,100 to withdraw $1,000 because they're going to take 10%, right? They're going to take $1,000 of that approximately. So that's the beginning before you purchase your evaluation. Otherwise, they take 20% out on the back end. I've explained that in the previous video, and I'll put the link to it up here. In this example, I'm assuming that you check the box up front. That way, you'll cash out a clean $1,000 after the fee, which covers your next eval. That means your take profit is set at $1,100 and your stop loss is set at $440. Keep your same 2.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio. If you win your first trade, withdraw your $1,000 and save that, so if you get breached, now your next evaluation is paid for. Save it. Let's say your first trade doesn't hit. You lose $440. That's fine. You're still in the game. You're not breached. You just need to adjust your next setup slightly. Keep in mind, the $4,000 is a daily drawdown. Correct. Your overall drawdown is actually $6,000. So the way I'm about to explain this next strategy, it's based on that $6,000. Don't lose more than $4,000 in one day, so that way you stay in the game, especially on a funded account. For the I gloss over that kind of quickly. Just don't go YOLO is the point on once you get funded. If you do lose a couple times and you're down close to 4,000, you can just stop for that day because it's going to reset. That's the point. This strategy is based upon the fact that you got 6,000 to lose, not 4,000. That's all I'm trying to say there. Next trade, you need to make up that $440 loss plus 1,100 you're still targeting. That means your new goal is $1,540 to maintain that same 2.5 to 1 ratio. Your new stop loss becomes minus $616. So now you're risking $616 to win $1,540. Same logic, and you're right back on track mathematically. To be clear, I'm going to go through how many times it takes to lose before you're breached. And the answer is 6. So you got 5 chances to fail. If you get it right on the 6th one, you're going to make $1,000, and now you can do whatever you want. But I'm still going to continue with the math. Let's play this out so you can really see the math behind it. Remember, our goal in phase 2 is to bank that 1,000 withdrawal after fees. Each time you lose, you're still in the game, but you've got to slightly increase your next position size to stay on track. Trade 1, you're risking 440 to make 1,100. If that one fails, you're down 440. No big deal. Still plenty of room before you breach. Trade 2, now you've got to make back that 440 plus $1,100 goal. So your new target is 1,540, and you keep your 2.5 to 1 ratio. Your risk becomes 616. If you lose that one too, you're down 1,056 total. Trade 3. Now your goal is to make back that 1,056 plus $1,100, which is $2,156, meaning your risk is $862. That brings your cumulative loss to $1,918 if it fails. Still alive. Trade 4. You're targeting $3,018, risking $1,207. That would bring your total loss to $3,125 if it didn't hit. You're still in the game. Trade 5. Your goal is $4,225, risking $1,690. That puts your total loss at $4,815. Getting close to the edge, but you're still breathing. Trade 6. You'd now be targeting $5,915, risking $2,366. If you lost that one, you'd be down about $7,181, and the account would be breached. I gotta say, if you lose 6 trades in a row with the same reward to risk setup, there's probably something wrong with your technical analysis. Okay. You need to go back to the drawing board. So the main point is that something might be wrong with your TA if you lose 6 trades in a row. That's not an attack on you or anything like that. It's just saying, like, you know, a 2-to-1, that's what this is here. I want to show you guys here. It says 2.5 to 1 to 1. So the way you can test that, if you guys are new, is this tool here. The long position, short position, I just put on a short one. The long one would be the same thing. I'd put it here, you know, same deal. But the way you test it is you can double click on this, and you're going to put in what your entry is. You're going to put in what your profit is and what your stop is, and they'll tell you that it's 2.5 to 1. And then, of course, you'll see the value of it inside Breakout Prop. In here in Breakout Prop, obviously, just like I did this before, we're going to open this up. And if we put in these numbers, we would see what that would actually equal to, okay? So that is the basic premise of it, and you can lose 5 times trying to make $1,100 before you actually get breached. The 6 times, you have to lose the 6 times in a row. So, you know, these moves exist. You get what I'm saying? Like, they exist. In this case, it probably would have been better off with a long than a short, right? If you went to here, right? But, like, these moves exist. And the point is, you only got to be right on one of them to make $1,100, and then bank that money, though. Don't be like, okay, now I'm up $101,100. No, withdraw it. Breakout Prop has on-demand withdrawal. So go ahead and withdraw it. Oh, let me go back to trading view here. Breakout Prop has on-demand withdrawals, but you see, like, this is, you know, roughly, let's just say this is 3.1. You can see when I move this down, look at this number here. When I move this down, it's moving, right? So maybe enter whatever, you know, like you don't even need, that's what I'm saying. You don't even need to move that big, right? You didn't have to catch the exact bottom of this, right? So let's say if you got in here after this ticker went down right here on Zcash, right? Like, this was a 11.5. This was a big move, you know what I mean? So, like, this was not even, you didn't even have to hit this to get 2.5. Geez, you didn't even have to get that much to get 2.5 to 1, right? That would just been like, you know, one of these, and boom, you would have been in the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's not actually that hard in the sense of, it's not like they're not asking too much, in my opinion. Breakout Prop, 2.5 to 1 is a fair trade. That's a lot of people only take trades that are 3 to 1. You know what I'm saying? Some people do 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1, 3 to 1. That's kind of middle of the road, you know. And then, you know, if you go by your TA, maybe someone said I'll hold this one for longer. Now, since we're on Zcash, shout out to my man Tom Crown. So this morning on Twitter, I asked Tom Crown. He's been watching Zcash. I've been watching it. Flopping Groper's been trading it. I think he's been trading it. His brother also has been trading it. Crypto guy. You know, these are all Crypto Faces brothers and stuff. I've seen it on Instagram. I posted on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you might as well follow me on there as well, at Cassius Cuvée on all platforms. But he's been watching Zcash since all the way down here. And Tom was calling it out since way back here. He was like, Zcash going to 400. And he said it like, I don't know where he said it. Tom is pretty cool. Tom, I'll tell you what, man. He has got a knack during a bull run for knowing how high something will go. So here's the big reveal. He told me that he sees his take profits are set at $1,100 on Zcash. Now, me personally, I just can't in good conscience chase something that's been pumping this much. 1,100 is pretty high, so this is what I wanted to do on the show live. I want to take a look. Now, me and Blueberry have talked about this, other people in the group. I don't just go by what someone else says. I don't care how good the trader they are, how good they've been in the past, none of that shit. If anybody ever tells you that, when you say, well, how, you know, why are you saying that's your take profit? And you say, well, so-and-so told me, then that's not a good enough answer. You got to develop your own system, okay? So Tom, I'm sure he's looking back to way back here somewhere. Again, I don't know how he's getting there. 1,100, that'd be so freaking high. I guess he's probably using Fibonacci's. I don't really believe in Fibonacci's that much in the price charts. 1,100 is awfully aggressive. The reason why it's hard for me to get behind something that high, I mean, this was its all-time high here in May of 2021, unless it was off the screen. This is the perpetuals. Maybe it was an older. You know, Zcash was an older ticker. Let's see if there was older data, actually. Let me see. And you got to do this sometimes. If it's not perpetual, we need to look at, like, whatever one is going to have the original. Zcash is kind of weird. It's not like Bitstamp or something is for Zcash. Let's just see if Binance has any longer history on it. No, I don't think so, man. I don't know how long Zcash has been out. But does anyone know how long? Okay, it was a fib extension. Okay, Blockchain Cowboy, thanks for that. Let's see. But the point is, Zcash is in price discovery. Price discovery is awfully hard. I know Crypto Face uses the spider lines. There's things like that. It's awfully hard to know. For me, this is how I would be personally doing it, is I would be still looking at market cipher B. You know what I'm saying? I'd be looking down here at those momentum waves. You know, this has been blowing through 2 days and 3 days and shit. I guess I'd be looking for when this weekly momentum wave dies down. This has been the strongest ticker in all of crypto pretty much since everything went to shit. And so, you know, I would be looking for when this finally rolled over. Still, though, the larger point is it's really hard to know for sure on a ticker that's this big of an anomaly. For me personally, I don't even want to play this game. I don't want to chase it. I'll probably lose in one direction or the other. So I like to stick with the boring and consistent and bank my wins and stack my bat singles. That's what I like to do. And, I mean, listen, more power to you if you've been playing it. Some people have been making all this money. But this is the other thing, right? So we say, okay, well, when this tops out, we're going to short it back down. Because you guys know me. I love shorting shit coins that pump for no reason because crypto is one gigantic pump and dump. But you got to be careful doing that. And I know I post the Giga Shorts. You guys, I got 5,000% wins and 4,000% wins coming out the ass on Twitter and stuff. That was because I was shorting this crap back when I knew it was fake. Ponke and all these ones that were way up after the election in December. They peaked, and I shorted them all the way down. I've been holding them ever since. Brett and stuff. I've been shorting this kind of ticker since way back here. Okay, since somewhere up here. Look, I shorted this on 12.8. I still have this Brett short open because I'm like, this is fake. This pump was fake, and I'm going to hold it forever. All right? So what I'm thinking here is that someone might be like, okay, well, that means I want to short Zcash when it comes up here. And that's where this comes in. I really want to show you guys this math here, just like on that video I showed you. So check this out. If you long Zcash with $50,000 from $30 to $300, you made $450,000. If you shorted a coin with 50K size from $300 to $30, you only made $45K. Big freaking difference, right? And I know it's like obvious, okay, but like if you're not used to shorting, you do have to wrap your head around, like you can't like make more than 100% if you're using like 1x leverage. The way I'm getting 4,500% on a short is because I'm using crazy leverage on those. So it's very important to know that when you're going to try to time the top of something, you got to have a stop loss. You got to have one. If you don't have a stop loss, then it will go against you what's seemingly like exponentially faster than the money you would be making on the way down the farther it goes. So when I'm doing all these shorts, part of the reason I'm always taking profit is because it's a short-term play. Only those Giga Shorts where I was really confident I caught the top, and if I was wrong, I was willing to live with the consequences. Otherwise, normally, now that we're not way at the top of those ones, unless we find a top here on Zcash, which, you know, maybe one day we will find one. I'm not going to tell you I have no chance of stepping in your thing. I think Zcash is kind of a BS ticker. I held it for years. I guess you could say I wish I was still holding it now, but like, you know, I sold out of it and whatever. I've been making money off leverage trading, so I don't really care. But to me, this is an anomaly any way you slice it. If it really does go to 1,100, like Tom said, I will be shorting the F out of it. Okay? It'll be worth the gamble for me then just to be like, look, I did it. But otherwise, I'm probably going to stay away from this one. I will say that, again, you can't make back all the same money on the way down. So just know that, like, you know, you can only make 100% back down. So the people who 10x'd it up here, you know, they'll probably take some profit or whatever. But, like, you're not going to make the 10x on the way down. And that's why so many people have a bullish bias or are looking for the next home run, or, you know, the degens in the trenches and everything like that. They're looking for the one because that's how you get that 5x, 10x leverage. 5x or 10x profit is because they can multiply. Whereas on the way back down, it doesn't work that way. But your losses can multiply against you when you're shorting. So that's why a lot of people don't short. The reason I short, if this was stocks, I probably wouldn't be. It's because it's crypto. And most stuff in crypto just pumps for no reason, and then it comes all the way back down. There's a million charts like that. I don't even need to show them to you. You know, one of my favorites here is Moondeg. You know, these things, they went bonkers. They went crazy. But, like, Moondeg's never coming. Look, I shorted Moondeg up here. You know what I'm saying? And rode it all the way down here. You know what I mean? I'm up over 4,000% on this, like 4,500% or something like that. So, but that's the Giga Short. You know what I'm saying? Now I take my profits, right? Especially in Breakout Prop. So that's where we are now. And the same thing is going to happen with this Aster trade. I mean, Aster right here. I'm already wanting to take my profits. I'm up by $119. You know, chat, when should I take my profit on this thing, man? I want to now that I'm greedy because I could have, would have, should have taken it here or here. Now I want to go lower. But let's see. Let's take a look at Aster on TradingView and see what I think is going to happen. Again, when something's going through this anomaly right now, the situation where, you know, it's based upon like ridiculous fervor just in the moment, it's hard to say, right? Well, we could use our indicators and we could be like, oh, this is doing this and this. Hold on. This is doing this and this based upon market cipher or price action. You don't really know. A couple things I do know, though. I do know that the initial pump at 6 in the morning here is over. Like, that's over. We haven't gotten a second pump. Not saying a second pump can't come. Hell, CZ might just goose it again. He could do it himself, right? He got the money. But it doesn't mean it's going to turn right back around and drop hella quick. People usually, honestly, I like to have a 48-hour rule. When something goes up like this, I like to have a 48-hour rule. That being said, when Cest called out, oh, not this one. Where the heck is our MOG trade? Did I not put it here? Where's MOG? Oh, I thought I had the ticker for MOG. MOG, when he called that out, I mean, that one turned around and dropped like immediately. Immediately. I thought I had put the ticker right here. What the hell? Let me show you guys MOG on trade. I mean, on here. This thing, this is the 1 minute chart. You can tell. Oh, show you on FIMEX. Where are we? FIMEX. You can tell, like, it was mostly, this is the 1 minute chart, mostly doing nothing, and then boom, it shot up hella much, and I shorted it. It came back down immediately. That doesn't always happen. A lot of times stuff will lurk around here and then come back down. But it was the top, and it, you know, this might be how this Aster trade turns out, actually. It's kind of what I think is going to happen. That's why I'm still in the trade. But I don't know that to be a fact. What I do like is that I'm at least green right now. I just hate having a winning trade turn into a losing trade. So this is what I'm looking at right now. And maybe I should take profit here. Chat, first of all, let's get a little quick vote here. Do you think that I should take profit on this Aster trade right now? I'm up $107. I've seen that number like a few times now, and I'll probably regret it if I never take the profit. But let's see here. I'm going to look at the one. This is how I would normally do things. Let me get it on TradingView. Well, we can look at both, but let's just look at TradingView real quick. I'm looking at, okay, so we got the 1 hour red dot here on TradingView, right? It was inevitably going to come because the momentum has ended to the upside, right? Got a couple yeses here. Saying it. Then we got, okay, so then I'm looking at this. He's saying, everybody's saying, take the money. And it's probably a safe bet, right? Like, take the green, bro. But also, this is what I'm looking at. So what I do is my 1 hour, 10-minute strategy. The 1 hour means we're bearish right now. The 10-minute, I zoom in now, and okay, we're bearish on the 10-minute with this red dot here, right? Now, I would get out when this would turn green, you could say, but maybe I'll cheat ahead this time, right? I'm looking at this here. We still have a red dot on the 5-minute candle. It looks like it's going to turn here any minute just because I know market cipher B well enough. Let's see, take some profits. We got Dr. Goat in the house. What's going on, man? Let's see, send half the profits to the bank. Use the rest to, okay, we could do that. We could take half the profits. Maybe we do that. I don't like doing that. I like, and Breakout probably like taking it all. But let me just see here real quick. What I want to do, though, is if I'm going to say, let's say I'm going to take profit, I want to wait until I'm telling myself to based upon this here. Right now, we only have a green dot on the 1 minute chart, and it's rolling over. So I'm going to wait, okay? I'm going to take some profits on Aster, but what I'm doing is I'm waiting for this momentum to the downside to end. Technically, it hasn't on the 3-minute. It hasn't on the 5-minute. It hasn't on the 9-minute. It hasn't on the 10-minute. You know, all of these are still pointing down. What I'm looking at is right here as I go through these time frames. 12-minute, 15-minute. I got red dots everywhere. So I'm not like scared right now in this exact moment. Could it squeeze out of nowhere? Sure, it could, but all the way up to the 1 hour, everything is a red dot. Everything. So right now, because we know we have a green dot here on the 1 minute, which looks like it's starting to roll over. My next watch, the thing I'm watching for next is this 3-minute. Right? Because if I had gotten out just 2 minutes ago, I would have left $19 on the table or whatever it is right now, right? If we're looking at it like this, right? So I'm at $118 right now. I remember we were at 107. I called that out, right? So I'm looking at this right here on TradingView, and what I want to see is a 3-minute green dot, and then maybe a 5-minute green dot. Really, you know what I'm saying? If I think anything higher is coming, I'll probably just get my money and get out. This is an awfully long wick right here, which usually is a sign of a bottom, to be honest with you, right? We're kind of at its support right now. You know, I could probably take profit right now. I'm up $122 here in Breakout Prop. I wouldn't be mad. But let's just stick to the strategy for 1 second here. Let's see the 3 minute. The 3 minute does not have a green dot yet. This is what I'm waiting on right here. You know what I'm saying? What's the 5 minute look like? Yeah, here's the 5 minute. And so when I'm in the lowest time frame because I'm waiting for this to turn, and then I would go to the next one up, which would be the 5 minute. So, it's turning green. We've probably got a green dot in the 3 minute. Any moment here, we're probably going to get a green dot in the 3 minute. Got 2 minutes till the candle closes. We may not, though. I don't know. Let's see. It depends if we get a little pump or not. I'm looking at it also on Breakout Prop. It's $116. Every tick is $1 approximately, $1 or $2. I'm looking at the ticks. So if we went we double-clicked on it, you could see the ticks here. That's what I kind of like about Breakout Prop 2. They're showing you the ticks when you open this chart up or when you open up this thing here. So the way you would take partial profit, by the way, is unfortunately you can't really set it in advance. I thought you could do it. Hold on. Oh, so I click the extra close, right? So you see the 3 minutes going in my favor now, right? It didn't hurt me. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't want to get out just yet. I'm up 131 now. So here's the thing. If you click this X right here, and then I have 2,000 lots on it. See my 2,000 lots right here on it? Let me make this a little bit bigger. So right here, 2,000 lots, right? It's 2,000 lots to close. So if we're going to do the half, we'll stick with the half, right? Someone called out, let's do half, right? So I have my finger on the trigger right now, right? I'm like, okay, I could I'll be closing 1,000 out of the 2,000 lots. So maybe that's what we'll do. I'm up $132 right here, but I'm still looking at this. I got two screens. You guys can't see them, that's why I'm doing this, but I'm still looking at this 3 minute. The 3 minute is still it's not giving me a red dot, which technically is bearish still. A 3 minute ain't even that long. The 5 minute is certainly bearish. We know just because the larger time frames, the smaller time frames roll up into the larger time frames. So I know automatically that if the 3 minute doesn't have a green dot, I know for a fact that the 5 minute's not going to have it, and the 9 minute's not going to have it, and the 10 minute's not going to have it. I know that. I don't even have to look. So we got a 1 minute red dot. Everybody got a red dot. So why am I closing right now unless I really think I caught the bottom of this wick here, right? Boom. See, it just went in my favor again. Now I'm up 138. So, $107 to $138 is not a lot of money in real money, but in the fact that I'm only using $1,170 worth of margin, that's enough to cover trading fees, slippage, whatever else the case may be. That's a difference maker if you make that trade 1,000 times, right? 10,000 times. I make a lot of trades when you're scalping, So that's why I'm still that's why I didn't close it yet. So I'm looking at the 1 minute here in Market Cipher B. Okay, it's probably going to get a green dot, but the 1 minute is so short. You're going to get a lot of false positives on the 1 minute. If you're looking, I'm looking at Market Cipher B, just so you guys know. I'm looking at this down here. I'm looking at this down here, right? So it's a 1 minute chart, bro. You know what I'm saying? But look, see, it's still going my way. I'm up $142 now, right? Still up $142. I'm down to this wick again. Let's see if it bounces off. This is probably the bottom. Maybe I should take my half profit right now, right? But man, it's hard to do it when I don't even have a green dot on the 1 minute yet. It's probably coming. 3 minute. I know all these are going to still be red. You know what I mean? These are all still red, of course. Of course they are. So my whole thing is if I get out here, it's probably going to go lower. So I'm still waiting, right? So now we're going to come back to here. Let's see. Come back to here. Down. Can you guys see this? Okay, yeah. So now, look, my P&L's at $162, right? So this is why I trust Market Cipher B. I'm going by momentum, not the price chart. You get what I'm saying? Especially when I'm scalping, I'm going by momentum. I'm trying to see when are we done? Are we done dropping yet? 154. Maybe I take it now here, but we still don't even have a 1 minute green dot. The problem is you have to give back some for the dot to show up. That's inevitable. So sometimes, you are using your intuition here as a trader to say, okay, look, we're finding a bottom here. We're getting a second bottom here. But that's where also I might want to look at some other tickers to see what they're doing. What is Bitcoin doing? Let me put Bitcoin over here on the right-hand side. Let me see what Bitcoin is doing because I want to know if Bitcoin is dropping. Bitcoin is just going sideways here, If Bitcoin was still dropping, then maybe I would think Astra was going to trade along with it, but maybe it's not. Maybe Bitcoin is trying to find a bottom here, and maybe I should take some of this profit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Maybe we'll take the half profit now, Oh, it triggered. Oops. My bad. It took half the profit. When I hit enter, my bad, it took the money. Okay, we're not mad at that. We're not mad at that. It took half the money, actually. This is, it's so funny because I'm not used to you doing scalping while something's open. What I did was I typed in BTC up here. Oh, still, that's behind the thing. I clicked on the BTC behind here. I typed in Bitcoin to show up on the right, and I hit enter. And when I did that, it took the profit because I had this window open. It took the $1,000 profit. So, well, so far it looks like that was the perfect bottom. So we'll take it right here on this candle. But, okay, so now we locked in profit. That's cool. Can't be mad at that. Now what we're waiting on is to see, the normal strategy, which is trading view. So here's what you can do, by the way. You can set an alert on Market Cipher B. This is actually important. I can set an alert on here. So let's say I want an alert to tell me when the 5-minute turns green, and I'll just watch it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean I'll necessarily get out right then, but I might set an alert. So I could just right-click on it, click Add Alert. We're already on the 5-minute right here, and I want to say this small green dot, not the big one, the small one. The big one means this is a big one down here past the 60 line. The small one just means any green dot, let me know. And I'll click Create, and now I'll get an alert when Market Cipher B has a 5-minute green dot on Aster. Okay, so now I don't got to look at it. So now let me come back to the chat. So, hey, chat, we just made me some money. So shout out to the Profit Circle for encouraging me to stay in this. I locked in half the money or whatever, on this trade. And then we're still in, I made about $75 or whatever. And we're still in the game here on this one, just in case CZ rugs tomorrow, which Lord knows he's capable of. All right, let me get caught up on the chat here. Okay, AVAX hourly looks great. Dr. Goat, let me go backwards here, bruh. I want to run a live YouTube like you. Any suggestions? Boy, that's a much longer conversation. Listen, it took me a while to ramped up here. And that's why I appreciate all you guys rocking with me here. I actually haven't been doing live streams that long. I started months ago, not years ago, on live stream. I've been trading for years, over 6 years. And, I know a lot of the influencers. You guys see me around. I'm traveling, and I'm always making music videos with them and that kind of stuff. I've been a hardcore trader for a long time. I've been featured on CNBC and the Wall Street Journal. I've done a lot of things. But I didn't start live streaming until, I don't know how many months ago now. Was it April? I think it was April when I first started live streaming. And it took me a while to ramp up and get used to it. It's one of those things that you just got to just get a lot of reps. So I started out just trying to do one a day just to keep it going. Now I just do one a week, the Sunday show, which is called The Come Up with Cassius Cuvée, yours truly right here. And, I just try to keep it consistent every Sunday at noon. So everybody knows where I'm going to be at, what's going on. So, that's what I'm doing, and that kind of helped. That worked for me. So ultimately, you're going to do what works for you, because I don't like to leave people hanging. Think I'm going to be here every single day at a certain time. If I don't make it, then it kind of they miss you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, what the hell's going on? So I just do every Sunday at noon to Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. There's always a lot to talk about, but that's why we also have the Profit Circle. 7 days a week, we're in the Profit Circle. 7 days a week, we're discussing trades. So that's the only thing I would say to get started is to go ahead and try it. And I use Meld Studio, just so if you know, that's the thing that makes me whip around all these graphics and stuff like that. I can open up these other screens real quick, go to YouTube. I like how it works. You can adjust all this pretty quickly and easily how fast you want these things to open up. So that's what that is. Femex has also promotions and special bonuses if you guys use my Femex link. So definitely use Femex. A lot of the trades that we call out are not in Breakout Prop. So in the private group, the Profit Circle, here is the Discord, the future trades account. Blueberry is constantly calling out bangers in here. That man he's a beast. He's on his job. I'm calling him out. We got some other people calling him out. If you show me that you're doing, not anybody can post in here because we don't want to be cluttered, but if you show me you got a lot of good plays, then I can tell our admin to add you to this so you can post in the future trades, okay? Anybody can see this, and then we go over here to Market Analysis channel, and then that's where we discuss them. We'll say we call this one out, boom, boom, boom. And in the general chat, since anybody can get in the general chat, then look at this, got some new folks in here. What's going on? In the general chat, anybody can come in here. So all you have to do is click the link in the description of this video. So we don't call out every trade in here. We might show some and say, hey, look, check the futures trades. But here's the thing. You got to be a verified Wavemaker in order to get access to all the goodies over here. All you got to do is create a Femex account with my referral link on the screen here, GMMNX5. So that it's right here, and I'm gonna make another welcome video here on the welcome channel where I explain how to get started here. But all that happens is you create a Femex account. It's free to do that. Use it with my link, though. There's special bonuses that I can't even say on here. It's really good perks when you use my link. Then you come over here and you'll hit verify. You click verify, and then this comes up, and all you got to do is put in your Femex user ID. Now, the Femex user ID number, UID, is what it says. It's just right over here. It's just, when you click on this, it's just your user ID number appears. So all you do is copy that. You come back here, you put it in here, and then Discord has a bot that automatically verifies you. Then what happens is you go to the get free trial, And when you click on this, it opens up WAP, and then you get 1 month for free. And then that's how you get access to all of this stuff over here. Yep, so that's pretty much it. Is that for future trades, or you mean future crypto plays? Because I trade futures as well. Okay, good question. We are just talking about general future play, any play that we see that we might go into. It doesn't mean we're entering it in the exact moment, but I'm usually talking about crypto. But people trade stocks on here and stuff too. So whatever, just any trade that we're about to trade, not necessarily a futures ticker. That's a good question. It's more so just means like any trade we might be entering in the future, like we're calling it out. Sometimes you might say, here's my entry and my stop loss. And other times we might just say, I'm looking at it because it's getting short squeezed right now. And when that momentum dies down, we're going to enter a short. That's a lot of times what it looks like in the future trades. It's, let me show this. Like, he's not necessarily showing his stop loss to take profit. Sometimes we do, but a lot of these are just like, yo, this is an opportunity. And you might, take advantage of it. Because that was how I caught that. Man, we got this one in 2 hours. We caught 500%. Where was that? Seth hooked us up on that one. Oh, that's not that. Oh, sometimes we put news in here. Now I got my admin back. He's going to be posting more news events in here too, stuff that's going on that might affect price action. But in the wins here, I caught this recent. This was what, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. We trade so much, I can't remember what day it is. But, 537% is only 25x leverage, and that was in, 2 hours. So that was, that was why. And then Sesh put it in the general chat. He didn't have access. I said, well, we're going to get you access to the future trade setup. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no, all good, Red Candles. Those are good questions. And in general, you guys, I love answering questions. So in this video, you can put questions in the comments. You can put questions in the comments of my other videos, like, the videos that were here. Hold on, let me pull this back here. Like any of my videos about breakout prop or market cipher, anything like that, you can put them here, or you just leave them in the profit circle. If I can't answer them, someone else will. But my main goal is to help you guys avoid getting wrecked. That's my passion. I can teach people how to trade and how to make money, and we're going to talk about that stuff all the time. But just don't get freaking wrecked, man, because crypto Twitter, it's so much hype. There's so much nonsense, and everyone's finally waking up to it, and that's why I had to make this music video. And I'm going to play this one to close the show when we do close it out. But is there anything else I missed in the chat? I appreciate you guys being active in the chat here, but if there's anything I missed, just call out again at the bottom because I'm looking up here. Let me end this poll real quick. Let's see the poll. I want to see we have how many people. So have you tried Breakout Prop yet? 76% said yes, but 24% said no. So this is a perfect time for you to give it a try because we've got that promotion going on right now, and Breakout Prop basically just partnered with me. They have different people they partner with, but for me, they partnered for me only on this one. So you have to use my referral code. It's a discount code. You save money. GGRF7W. Excuse me. You have to use that in order to enter the contest. And so that they're gonna tally up who has the most entries and all that kind of stuff and pick the winner. I don't even do it. So and then they just let me know via email. And it ends on the 22nd. So you got as many opportunities as you want, I guess, between now and the 22nd. And then after that, they'll email me. My business development manager will email me, and he'll let me know who won. And I will email that person the winning certificate and give them a shout out on social media if they want it. Not everybody wants to be known, but if you do, let me know. That's the other thing too. Everybody in the group here and in the Profit Circle general chat, if you want me to follow you on Twitter, put it in the Profit Circle general chat. So I'll follow you on Twitter. Anybody in my Wavemakers, I'm gonna follow you for sure. So make sure you do that one. Let's see. Okay, Red Candles. I asked earlier, but I think it got lost in the chat. No, I was in that scalp. Let's see here. He says, okay, I started a 25K account. If I want to trade Bitcoin, what would the average lot size be for that ticker? Okay, so let's, obviously I'm not going to tell you, how much money you want to spend, but let me just tell you how this works because this is actually important. I made a video that explains this, and this was one of the hardest things to grasp when I was new. This video right here, it says the most important video, understanding the built-in leverage. So the reason why this matters, Red Candles, this really matters. Bitcoin and Ethereum on Breakout Prop have 5x leverage built in. That matters because you don't actually see it. So let me show you over here. So here's Bitcoin here, right? When you trade on Breakout Prop, it shows you how much margin you've used. Oh, I kind of got off the screen. Hold on, I got this thing blocking. It shows you how much margin you've used. As you can see right here, margin right here, right? But it doesn't show you the position size. Now, what I mean by that is if you were to trade on Fimex, and I explain all of that just so you know, I show the math like back and forth side by side on this video right here, this one here. Cassius Cuvée. This has got to be the most important video you're going to. So because of that leverage that's automatically built
leverage
in,
in here, I'm trying to see if we can pull it up.
13,000. Basically, I show a real life example between Bitcoin and Bitcoin on FIMX. And here, the key is this though, because I don't know the exact legalities why, but they have it hard coded in. Bitcoin and Ethereum have 5x leverage on Breakout Prop. It looks like your position is, so if we let's just say for easy math, if I put $25,000 on my $100,000 account, if I put one fourth of it is 25,000, your position size is not 25,000. It's 25,000 times 5. It's $125,000 worth of Bitcoin you're buying or selling on that trade. But you don't see that. You'll just see $25,000 right here on the margin. And so it's an interesting thing because when we do it on FIMX, it still says margin. Like over here, it'll say this is 100,000. This is my margin is down here, you know, or even if I just enter this short real quick, you know, whatever, it'll say, okay, yeah, margin is, it cost me $4.10 to have a position size of $100, right? So they're showing me the position is $99, but the margin is only $4. But Breakout Prop doesn't work like that. Breakout Prop, you don't see them separate. It just says margin. You just got to know that Bitcoin has 5x leverage and Ethereum has 5x leverage built into it. So that's why, and you can figure that out. Like when you go here to do a trade setup, when you click on order protections right here, you know, you'll put in your take profit and your stop loss. You can fool around with these numbers and it'll tell you what that's going to look like down here, right? Like if our take profit was 100K, that'd be $895, you know, and our stop loss we'll say was 110K. That would be, oh, well, in this case, we're right at $104.50. We'll call it 111K. We'll just say, you know, I'd lose $94, but if Bitcoin dropped to 100K, I'd gain $896. If I went and put these numbers right into FIMX, it wouldn't be. This would have to be position size, not margin size. So what ends up happening is your P&L just moves way faster. Your P&L moves hella fast, and so people sometimes. The other thing is this. People confuse that. I did want to call this out because someone mentioned this in the group chat, the general chat earlier this week. He must be in another group, and he was like, yeah, the feedback for Breakout Prop is that the fees are hella high. And the thing about it is people don't realize that the fees are 5 times higher on Bitcoin and Ethereum because there's 5x leverage built in. You just don't see it. So the fees are going to obviously show up. The commissions are going to obviously show up higher than this because fees are never based upon margin. They're always based on position size. So if I had 100x leverage on FIMX, the fees are on the 100x leverage position size, not the amount of money I put in. If I put in $100, the fees aren't on $100. The fees are on 100 times $100. So that's why it looks like the fees are higher, but the fees are not really higher. They're just comparable. They're like, you know, we're talking pennies different. They're almost the same as any other exchange. So those are two things to know. So to answer your question, you know, like how big of a trade would be your average size for that ticker? It really depends on what your setup is and what you're going for. You know, if you're trying to do the pass in one trade or whatever, well, you would have to do your 2.5 to 1, and then you would have to see what you would fool around with these numbers here, basically. You'd have to fool around with these. You can do this before you enter the trade, and you would see, okay, well, I'll win this and I'll lose this. Like, take a look at this before you enter. That's kind of basically what you have to do to determine your size, especially if you're doing, I have a $100,000 account, you'd be on a $25,000 account. It's easier for me to just actually put in the real numbers and see what that would look like. And then you cross-reference it, right? I come over here to TradingView and I'll cross-reference it with TradingView. And I'll see if if it makes sense on the charts, right? You know, like I'm like, okay, well, if I want to do a Bitcoin short right here, let me go to like the hourly chart, you know, let's see. And if you did want to use this tool, that's totally fine. The short tool, right? I'm always shorting. But let's say, you know, you're like, okay, well, I want my stop loss above this swing wick high. So this is, okay, just kind of like TA 101, right? Let me answer that question real quick. Red candles, you said, okay, so really just look at the stop loss and take profit to see what you're making or losing and your margin fees. Yeah, I would definitely, you want to check that because you want to know exactly what you're going to win and exactly what you're going to lose if you lose, right? So take a look at that. Doesn't mean you have to stay in the trade that long, but at least you get a feel for what the real money is because it's hard to calculate it unless you do that because the altcoins only have 2x leverage built in. See, Bitcoin and Ethereum have 5x leverage. Altcoins have 2x leverage. So anytime I always say just start small, you kind of get a feel for it because you'd be like, whoa, this altcoin moves way faster. And then especially with 2x leverage, you're like, whoa, this is crazy. So that's what I would put those in and you can see that in advance. Okay, the production order shows. Yeah, exactly. Production order is key. Yep, absolutely. And this is, same as anything, bro. We just get a lot of reps. One of the reasons I like scalping and taking a lot of trades is because I feel like the more reps I get, the more practice I get. But also, whenever there's a new platform, like you just have to know how to navigate the trading terminal. So on my channel, I do have a lot of, you scroll down farther, and on some of the playlists, got about 3 or 4 playlists, I think, that show breakout prop navigation videos. And they were essentially all questions I had when I was new. And I said, look, I'm going to just make videos. And I'm back and forth with customer support trying to figure shit out. So I was like, I'm going to just make these videos and help anybody else out. I appreciate you guys using my discount code. I don't think anyone else offers a better discount. Everyone gets the same with Breakout Prop. But I have a lot of tutorial videos on there that will show you that kind of stuff, the protection orders and all that kind of stuff, just like the navigation stuff. Oh, yeah, Allset said those videos are awesome. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm glad you guys like them. I know I don't have 1 million followers like some of my folks here. You know what I mean? Tom Crown got well over 160,000 followers. I don't have that many, but the people I do got, I want to make sure that y'all are good. You know what I'm saying? Anybody rocking with me, I'm trying to rock with you. So I definitely want to do anything else. And even like this video I made, this last video I made teaching people about the math on trying to pass in one trade. That's because I saw someone. So the last contest winner, shout out to the last contest winner. Oh, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He had a great name. But it took him a while, right? Because they say it takes 7 to 10 days to get your contest winning, right? So he finally got it. And then he's like, I said, did you get your eval? He's like, I got it and I passed it. And it was in 1 day, in 1 hour, he passed his eval. So I was like, okay, so obviously he went in big. You know what I'm saying? He went in all the way big. He must have used the whole bankroll. So he passed one trade. Now, I don't know what happened after that, which is why I wanted to make this video here to give people, okay, let's say, if you do pass it in all, once you're in, bank the main point. One of the main points of this video is bank your winnings to pay for your next one before you start YOLOing on all the trades after that or doing some crazy trying to go big. That's what this video is showing you the math on, the ones that break out or bust. So that's basically what I was trying to drive home that point and show real numbers to actually help you with that. But anyways, I just wanted to show this real quick because so let's say basic TA is let's say you're entering right here. First thing I'm looking at is I'm worried about my downside first. That's what I'm looking at first. So I'm like, okay, so where would I put my stop loss? A general rule of thumb for TA is okay, you might want to put it above the last swing wick high, right? And, first of all, you're going to want to draw some support and resistance. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a standard issue. Clearly, there's some sort of support and resistance right here. Right here. I draw it in white lines. That's just my little process. Come on. I don't even need to draw it. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? But just because we're on here. Clearly, right? This wick. You're seeing something going on here. We're seeing some stuff bounce off of here. Even if I go back, you see what I'm saying? I don't even see all this, and I know it's support and resistance range, Right? Clearly, right? We have the recent support and resistance, and then here. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to put my stop loss, where do I want to put it? Well, I want to put it a little bit above this, just in case we don't get scam wicked, right? Maybe even if I could get it would be nice if I could get it above this wick here, right? But then you got to look at the other side of that and say, well, shit, well, how far down do I need to go in order to make this kind of make sense? Right now, it's a 1.9 1-to-1. That's actually not that bad, right? So let's say if we went to here, and you can see this moving as I move it, if we went to here, just to this this was a support resistance line at 106,438. If I put my take probably zoom in a little bit, I like being as precise as possible. Let's say I want to make it right to here, right? I'm looking at these wicks here. If it don't come down here, right? I'm looking at it right here. So now what would this be? This would be a 2-to-1, 2.04 to 1. If I entered Bitcoin short right here, right now, this would be about a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And that gives me a lot of, risk. I could theoretically even lower this down and give me a 2.3. You get what I'm saying? So that's my baseline. My baseline thought process. All right, on Red Candles, you subbed and joined the Discord, learning to use Breakout from now. Absolutely. And, I'm not the only one in there who uses it, so other people can help you answer questions as well. That's what I love about the trading community. I'm in there a lot, though. We're in the 70s. I'm looking at it before I go to bed and as soon as I wake up in the morning and shit, all day long. But, sometimes you're driving or whatever. And that's the beautiful thing about crypto. We can trade whenever we see an opportunity, But in the Profit Circle, we're all helping each other with information and setups. So anyways, this is not a terrible trade. It's a 2.09 to 1. And, you're giving yourself a lot of wiggle room. Now, obviously, this would be if you had a bearish bias, right? And in order to determine that, I'm going to look at higher time frames to see if this is appropriate or not, right? Do I think that this was the bounce, the dead cat bounce here? In my opinion, possibly. It's just that it's a weekend, and I don't trust the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I like to know for sure by what's going to happen on Monday, tomorrow, I'll know a lot more in 24 hours. Let me put it that way. But let's just see here. Look, I'm looking at a red dot 8 hour. Yeah, I mean, per usual, I've got a bearish bias here. I'm thinking like this was our little cycle bump here. So just so you guys know, and you've heard me talk about this before, I look at the 8 hour chart to kind of determine in Bitcoin the mid cycle, the little like midterm cycles, the weekly cycles, if you will. I'm usually looking at the 8 hour chart first to give me the clue of when we're done, when a move is done. And you can even kind of tell by looking at it. There was an anomaly here. This is when he won that 1 in an hour. But you could kind of see, right? The ebb and flow kind of went up. We got 1 dot here, kind of came down. Ebb and flow here, came back up again. Now we got rid of, my prediction, if I had to make one just based upon the 8 hour chart, would be that, we've seen the top of this little run. We kind of, just like we follow this like this, we kind of seen that now. And this might come over like that. And we continue lower. It kind of depends on what the NASDAQ does tomorrow. We finally got a red day in the NASDAQ and crypto tanked per usual. But if I was just looking at Bitcoin, I'm looking at this. However, just for the record, anybody new here, I don't short Bitcoin. I almost never do. There's a million shit coins that are going to outperform to the downside. I'll pick any one of these and short one of those, and I'll make way more gains. But I'm still doing my technical analysis on Bitcoin first to say if I have an overall market-wide bearish or bullish bias. And then that's where the profit circle comes in. So I don't have to like think and search hella much. I can just check my own list and say, oh, I want to see if I want to go bullish all of a sudden, everything's getting bullish. I'll just come. Let me see. I have the Discord up. I'll just come to my list here when I say, oh, what are the bullish tickers? And I'll be like, okay, ARB's been bullish. XRP's been kind of bullish. Tao's been bullish. I know Tao's been bullish. Recently, TON has been bullish for some reason. And here's the thing. If you guys don't notice, I'm looking at these tickers every day. I'm looking at these tickers. I'm checking my list. My list is long. I got a long list here, a couple hundred tickers on this list. You see what I'm saying? I'm still scrolling. I'm looking at a lot of these. I don't look at all of them every day, but I'm keeping an eye out for them, right? It's kind of easy. There's certain things I can do kind of quick. Like everything is red here, right? So if I go through down this hella fast, well, who are these greens? These greens are counter trend right now. Aster, counter trend, right? Obviously. So I'm looking at some of these hella quickly. I don't have to necessarily go through them all with a fine-tooth comb. These ones in blue are like my favorite breakout prop tickers. That's just how I have it organized. You can do whatever you want, right? But that's what I'm doing every day, and I'm calling out stuff as I see it in the profit circle. You feel me? I'm calling out there in the market analysis channel. I usually will talk about pretty much every day what I'm looking at my Bitcoin analysis overall, and then I'm calling out individual ones for either anomalies or they're outperforming or they're underperforming. I'm like, Moondeg is looking weak, and I shorted it, and look, it was right. It was a safe one to short. It didn't hit me with some scam work, And that's basically how I do it, and this is every day. It's a beautiful thing about crypto. We're 24/7 out this thing. You feel me? And so again, I appreciate the profit circle, man, and congratulations to everybody who's become a lifetime member. Just so you guys know, I didn't promise anybody that in advance. I kind of just sprung it on them. I mentioned it like last week pretty quickly in passing, but, I just want to know that I want you guys to know that I appreciate everybody who supports the profit circle, and, feel free to contribute. You know what I mean? If you got something good you've seen, you're calling out, or you have a question on a trade you're in, call it out and say, hey, what do you guys think about this trade? And we'll give our honest opinion, And shout out Blockchain Cowboy. He's one of the most active people in there. I think he was second highest on the list. And, he's been looking out for me every time we get somebody in there trying to shill or something. He'll kick him out for me. So I appreciate that, man. But, and he's been learning. He's been on his journey in Breakout Prop. He's been doing his thing. All Set's always a supporter, too. Appreciate you, All Set. And everybody in the chat, this has been a great one right here. Let me just see if there's anything else on here. Did I do enough CZ roasting today? I hope I did. I wouldn't trust that guy as far as I can throw him. Which is pretty much true for anybody on crypto Twitter. But like I posted on Twitter today, I'm like, CZ is turning into your stereotypical, crypto Twitter scammer at these times. It's pretty crazy, And and appreciate you guys, by the way, for helping me win this trade today. Check it out. We got we banked some profit here. We're back to about neutral. Let me pull it up here. But it was like $74. Ooh, come on. Sometimes, I will say this about Breakout Prop, sometimes you want to reload it. It does get slow. I got a lot of charts open. The more charts you have open, and this is, for anybody who's new, like red candles, the more charts you have open, the more it'll start to lag and shit. So if you're about to make a big move or something, I'll refresh the screen. I'll refresh it. If you talk to the customer support, and they've been pretty helpful to me, so I suggest doing it if you have any questions. But they'll tell you to do on like an incognito mode in the browser, things like that. But yeah, here we are. I mean, look, I got out right at this little, you see the green dot, right? I mean, the green triangle right there. I got out here. We're about right here. Should I just get out of this one? One more vote here. Should I just take the rest of my profit, my little $73 right now, get the rest of this? It looks like it's trying to find a bottom. Let me zoom in one more time on it. I'm looking at TradingView right now. Let me look at it one more time. Looks like price is running against me. I better make a decision quick here. Quick. Where are we, Aster? So, look, my 10-minute, we're about to get a 10-minute dot. I can tell you right now. The 9-minute doesn't have it. It's a 5-minute have it. 5-minute green dot right here. You know, the real strategy is to get out here on a 10-minute green dot, but 5-minute, in this case, I think the 10 minutes are coming. Let me get my money. Give me my money. Yee-hee. Oh, shit, you guys weren't on the screen. Give me my money. I just did it. Closed it out. So, boom and boom. If this thing runs, it is what it is. We had a green day. So I appreciate you guys here, man. The last thing I wanted to talk about again is there's going to be a new show coming, a new format, a new style. Your boy Cassius Cuvée is not afraid to talk about anything. And this recession here, we got to do something about this, y'all. Got to do something about it. I really do think that sexual wellness is important for your psychology. It will help you with your trading just like any other health factor, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. So I'm going to bring on some females. I'm not going to do it in a sausage fest. I'm going to bring on some women to talk about it with me on the late night. We're going to do a little TA after dark, and you know, we're going to be trading. We're still going to be trading, but you know, I'm teaching some ladies how to trade, and they're going to be giving us their perspective on sexual wellness as well at the same exact time. I know some women who are not afraid to talk about it. So he's going like 4 times a week, you know? So good for you, sir. Good for you. Keep this recession. Someone's got to catch the falling knife. Some of us got to catch the falling knife. You feel me? You know what I mean? We got to, because you want to remain confident in this game. You know what I'm saying? You want to remain confident in this game. You know, you want to know where your next meal's coming from. You feel me? So, you know, that's why we're going to do this. First of all, maybe you guys know somebody. I don't know anybody else who ever does trading and mixing a sexual wellness talk at the same time. But, you know, your boy Cassius Cuvée has always kind of been an outlier. I'm one of those guys who ain't afraid to talk about it. If you catch the last line of this song here, Crashing Waves, you're going to know a little bit more about what I mean. So I'm going to leave you guys with this video. If you haven't seen Crashing Waves, it's my all-time favorite song about crypto because it's the realest one. It's a song about heartbreak, but also about turning lemons into lemonade, essentially how meme coins ruin our altcoin season. But check the rhymes on it, man. The lyrics are legit. I filmed it when I went to Kauai earlier this year, and I sat on it because I wanted to release it at the right time, and certainly been no better time than recently right now. So anyways, man, we're going to do this thing and talk about bulls and the bears, huh? Exactly, Red Candle. So I'm going to leave you guys with this one here, man. And it's been a great show, great supporters. Appreciate y'all. And also, just so you know, I got other big shit coming here. Like, big stuff for the Profit Circle that going to be, everyone who rocks with me is going to be able to contribute to what I got going on, and they're going to get something out. So part of the reason why I've been trading a little bit less, I still trade a freaking lot, to be honest with you, but I got to set aside, I got to get away from the charts because I'm building other stuff. I have some more videos I want to make, teaching people stuff, but also working on something big in the background that I'm going to tell you guys about in the future. You'll see it coming, and I can't rush it. I'm working with a partner, so I'm kind of waiting on him on certain things, and we got big things coming, though. But your boy Cassius Cuvée is relentless. Anybody who knows me knows that. I'm on these charts every day, 7 days a week, 24/7. So we're going to keep it up, but without further ado, we are going to go ahead and play this Crashing Waves one last time. Peace, y'all.
I've been riding my own way. It is what it is. Just sitting here looking at Wavemakers. Cassius Cuvée.
It's the come up, but not a typical Sunday. The dream feel real when the wheels hit the runway. I'm way too chill, high conviction, I don't blink. I told you I would have a beach chair and a cold drink, but don't think knowing the future is wishing for it. I got a position for it, damn right I'm a giga shorted. All anyone can do is play the hand that they dealt you. You don't want to hear the truth? Well, man, I can't help you. First we chased hot themes, all season we got dreams, but you scrutinize legitimate projects and bought memes. Okay, after pumping the price of a top scheme, it melted like ice cream. Now I shorten my live stream. I never did believe him, guess you could call me a heathen. The reason I'm spitting salt is cause they choked out alt season. So fuck your favorite meme, 3-fisted. I'm a short that stupid piece of shit until it's delisted. I told the profit circle, I'ma get my friends paid since memes killed everything. This is a revenge trade. Ain't nobody innocent. Finish it, I'm winning it. I'm talking about gains of over 5,000% and shit. These can ease the cope when I'm floating in the ocean soaking. Lost all hope and I'm shorting my favorite token. It may drown. I chose to get paid on the way down. I ain't playing around. I'm rolling and crash like the wave sound. Now I'm chilling on a nude beach, sipping something too sweet, looking for a hottie, nice body and some cute feet. Instead of being on Twitter criticizing leaders, I'd rather be on an island digmatizing divas. Man, I'm gone.
This song is a mirrored bookend on the other side of imaginary traits.
That's the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'll see you next Sunday at noon. Peace, y'all.